Electric cars are becoming very popular these days. There are several reasons for a lot of people are continuing showing interest in these vehicles, because they create less pollution than gasoline-powered or petrol cars. So they are environmental friendly, especially in cities. Vehicles powered by fuel cells are electric cars, and fuel cells are getting a lot of attention right now. An electric car is a car powered by an electric motor, rather than a petrol engine. From the looking outside, you would probably have no idea that a car is electric. In most cases, electric cars are made by converting a gasoline-powered car, and in that case it's impossible to tell. When you often drive an electric car, the only thing that strikes you with its true nature is that it is almost silent. So today, in this video, we'll discuss about how an electric vehicle works, along with its parts and functions. Electric vehicles, also known as EVs, do not require IC engines to operate. It is powered by an electric motor instead of a gas-powered engine. The electric motor gets energy from a controller, which regulates the amount of power based on the driver's use of an accelerator pedal. The electric car uses energy stored in its rechargeable batteries, which are recharged by common household electricity. EVs move along our roadways without burning up fuel or producing harmful exhaust emissions, while generating less noise pollution. Electric vehicles are like an automatic car. They have a forward and reverse mode. When you place the vehicle in gear and press on the accelerator pedal, these things happen. Power is converted from the DC battery to AC for the electric motor. The accelerator pedal sends a signal to the controller, which adjusts the vehicle's speed by changing the frequency of the AC power from the inverter to the motor. The motor connects and turns the wheels through a cog. When the brakes are pressed or the car is decelerating, the motor becomes an alternator and produces power, which is sent back to the battery. If you want to understand how an electric vehicle works, you need to be familiar with the physical elements of electric motor. And it starts with understanding the principles of its two major parts, the stator and the rotor. An electric car motor works using a physical process. This consists of using a current to create a magnetic field at the fixed part of the machine, called as the stator, whose displacement sets a rotating part, called as the rotor. The difference between the two is easy to remember. The stator is static, while the rotor rotates. In a motor, the stator uses energy to create a magnetic field that then turns the rotor. What's the difference between an engine and a motor? A motor refers to a machine that converts energy into mechanical energy, while an engine does the same thing, but specifically using thermal energy. When talking about converting thermal energy into mechanical energy, it means combustion, not electric. In other words, an engine is a type of motor. But a motor is not necessarily an engine. With electric vehicles, because the mechanical energy is created from electricity, we use the word motor to describe the device that makes the electric vehicle move. And even if you've never driven an electric car, it's still relatively simple to wrap your head around its main parts. For example, instead of a gas tank, they have batteries. Instead of an engine, they have an electric motor. And instead of a tailpipe, well, they've got no tailpipe. Simple, right? But there are few other parts that an EV owner should understand. Traction battery pack, power inverter, electric traction motor, power electronics controller, battery, charge port, DC-DC converter, charger, and transmission.